So this is an old car museum that closed down a few years ago, and this building actually used to be the city that we're in. It was the water plant. This building held the water in here, and then it turned into a stable for horses, and then it turned into a old car museum, and now it's just housing the old cars. So it's a really cool building. It's not in operation anymore, but we're about to check out some really cool cars, guys. You're not gonna believe what you're about to see. Clifton, show us what you got.
Well, variety of cars and stuff. Like I say, it used to be
Oh my gosh.
used to have it as a operating special interest auto museum, and I closed it down 4, 5, 6 years ago, and now it's cars and stuff that's left.
From what I can see right here, this is literally the ultimate man cave. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh. So the museum closed down 5 years ago. So what do we have right here?
The older car back over here.
Yeah.
Hidden, kind. That's a 30 Chevrolet.
A 30 Chevrolet. What's the history beyond that?
I used to belong to a friend of mine that wrote to high school. He graduated in 1961, which I did too.
Okay.
And he told me it was his granddad's car, I thought back then, but he maybe just didn't want to sell it to me. So later he sold it to me, but he said he gave $50 and a hog for it. And
He gave $50 at a hog.
and he put it up in the barn and just left it. He said he soaked the engine, filled it full of oil, but I couldn't. I've soaked it for 2 years and never could get it turned over. So I've got another engine to go in it.
What do we have over here? Man, there's cars all over in here.
Absolutely.
What?
Hidden in corners.
So is this the first? Yeah. So what is this one?
This is a 1962 Lincoln that was used as an astronaut parade car to carry astronaut Gordon Cooper when they had a parade for him back in the early 60s.
So this was for Gordon Cooper.
Uh-huh.
Wow. So he rode in this in what parade, you know?
Well, it was a local parade celebrating him, really.
Okay. Wow, you got all the history behind it too.
Yeah,
in
you
here.
got a lot of pictures of him in the car, and but you can't hardly see. In the middle is a 28 Chevrolet touring car, and it was my first car.
This was your first car ever?
If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have bought that because it's got so much wood in it. They're terrible.
How old were you?
14.
You're 14 years old? You were driving this at 14?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Overhauled the engine. The engine was stuck. We had to overhaul the engine and got it running. And then I used to drive it around out in the country.
So we have a Jag here. This is probably the coolest one in the room. I don't know, the Gordon Cooper one was pretty cool. But for me, this is really cool. 1952 Jaguar XK 120 Roadster. So when's the last time you drove this thing?
It's been a few years ago now that probably I haven't run it in probably 6 or 7 years, I'm guessing. I did start working on the body and some, and so I bought that car right out of high school, really.
You bought this out of high school?
Yeah, I bought it.
What price you pay for it out of high school?
About $700.
$700.
$600 or $700. I actually bought it from my uncle, and I think I gave him $700 for it. He was kind of dealer in these things way back then. Raymond Utter was his name, and he was one of the first guys to have a lot of Jaguars and MGs and stuff like that in this area. And one time I traded it off for a 23 Studebaker that was restored, and then I got to missing it, and I chased it down and bought it back.
You bought it back?
Yeah, got it back for $600 when I bought it back.
Are you serious?
A dealership in Edmond had it, and they sold it to a guy.
When was that?
When did I do that? It was probably in the 70s.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a 31 Model A, 4-door, they call them town sedans.
Yeah.
And with Model A people, they're one of the most popular cars now because they've got a back seat and you can take people with you and got room to put stuff, your ice chest or whatever. So if you're going on a tour or something like that, they're really nice.
Do you ever get this one out?
Oh yeah.
You do?
In fact, I was thinking about getting it out today.
Does the horn work?
Yeah.
The horn? Sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it out today or tomorrow.
All right, we have this 1928 Falcon Knight. What's the story behind this?
Falcon Knights were only made in 1927 and 8, and they made about 800 total. And they use what they call a sleeve valve engine. It's got sleeves that go up and down around the cylinders rather than poppet valves. It's a real quiet engine. They tended to smoke a little bit. But this car was put in a garage down at Maud, Oklahoma in 1933. Still got the 33 Oklahoma tag on it, matter of fact.
1960 what?
Rambler. It's a Nash product.
Now you were telling me you got a paint job on this.
Yeah, I did this out at Votech, straightened the body out, and did lots of work to get it really straight. And we put a nice paint job on it. It's only got 30-some thousand miles on it. It was all black, and I decided I wanted to two-tone it, so we put the silver top on it. And it turned out really good. It's a really pretty car. I've still got to put the bumpers and stuff back on it and things like that, and the grill back in it. It's a really, probably $10,000 paint job on a $5,000 car. Probably.
But hey, you like it.
I like it. Yeah, I had other cars in through here, and Richard Rollins from Gas Monkey Garage heard that I had a Jaguar.
This Jaguar?
Not that one.
Not that one?
Had an XKE coupe. 69 XKE coupe that had belonged to a chemistry professor at OBU, Oklahoma Baptist University. He bought it brand new, and I ended up with it and thought it was kind of neat because it was a 4-speed air-conditioned car, and it was on my future project list. Richard heard about it and decided he might be interested, and I did end up selling it to him.
So he came here and bought your Jag. How'd you get it out of here?
Moved a bunch of cars, kind of like shuffling checkers around.
Wow, that's awesome. Richard Rawlings came here and bought a Jag from you. That's really cool. Gas Monkey Garage. How many years ago was that?
Last year.
Last year? Really? Wow.
'83 Ford 1-ton truck that was Dale Robertson's, the cowboy movie star that we still see today on Tales of Wells Fargo, things like that. He bought that brand new to pull his horse trailer with, and it says Cowpuncher by Dale on the dash, and I've used that truck quite a bit.
Really?
I changed the bed because the old bed was damaged, and we got a problem with the wiring. The guy that changed it for me messed up my wiring, so it was running great, but got to get back on that one. Always something to do.
So did you buy this from Dale?
No, the Ford dealer, Bob Townsend, had it, and he got it from Dale Robertson, and then I changed hands a time or two, and then I bought it from him.
That's cool. You got Dale Robertson's old truck.
I do.
So this Plymouth convertible, you were telling me that Richard Rawlings was asking about it.
He asked me about that when I told him I bought it from a school teacher about 40 years ago. I guess he believed I wasn't going to sell it to him, so he went on to other things. But it's a neat old car, and I enjoy it every summer. Put the top down, and it's air conditioned though, so it's a pretty good combination actually. It's a Fury 3.
Fury 3? You ever get it out with the top down?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.